Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Skull Session Recruiting Podcast brought to you by BuckeyeHuddle.com. I'm Mark Givler. Kevin Noon here with me. It's signing day, class of 2025, putting pen to paper or electronic signature to computer screen or whatever we're doing these days. But officially rolling in now are the letters of intent for Ohio State. It's going to be another very highly ranked recruiting class for the Buckeyes. We're going to be breaking it all down here throughout the day. Both at BuckeyeHuddle.com and here at YouTube.com/BuckeyeHuddle with recruiting capsules, 10 minutes or so, 10 minutes-ish on each kid who signs with Ohio State today. And then we'll be doing a Wednesday live show Wednesday evening. Look for us like the 5 or 6 p.m. hour to start that up so you guys can ask questions. We can recap the day, etc. Player we're going to talk about here on this episode, Kevin, is now a 4-star, was a 3-star when Ohio State offered him and took the commitment, but 4-star Cleveland St. Ignatius safety, Cody Haddad. Cody had committed to Wisconsin early in the process. Ohio State had been evaluating him. They hadn't yet offered. He committed to Wisconsin. They then offered after he committed to Wisconsin and were ultimately able to flip him, and he ultimately earned a 4th star during the process for his play on the field. So, Kevin, just I guess your thoughts on this one. Another kid who, again, maybe it's the Ohio factor, the earlier commitment, not like very vocal on social media, slipped through the radar a little bit with Ohio State fans maybe, but a very athletic kid and a good safety prospect.
Yeah, I mean, there's I think some people will be like, oh, just an in-state guy or whatever, whether or not you view him as a 3 or a 4-star, depending on the service there. But, and I think, also with him being listed in certain databases as an athlete, which again, fans then have a hard time of placing him anywhere within their own program of where he may fit into things. But I think he's a very talented player. I think that he's somebody who comes in and, maybe is not right off the bat, the guy that that you're hoping that he ends up being. But I think that there's a lot of physical skills there. I think there's a lot to like of what he's capable of doing. And, sometimes you need guys that are on different timelines. And maybe if Cody Haddad is somebody that takes a year plus or whatever, that works out well because the positions that maybe he best fits become open at that point. So, I mean, it would be great to have a 25-man recruiting class every year where all 25 players are ready to play snap one, but that's just not realistic. You're not going to be able to do that because everybody gets at least 3 years, more or less, unless they transfer out to do what it is that they're going to do. So, let Haddad work at his own timeline.
Yeah, I think probably more of a free safety, but again, a lot of these safety spots are interchangeable in Ohio State's defense, and they cross-train guys and they recruit specific athletes that they feel could play either spot. But I think he's probably more of a free safety. He is a very athletic kid, very talented kid, multi-sport athlete. So there are a lot of things to like about Cody Haddad, a St. Ignatius program that's been a little bit down with legendary head coach Chuck Kyle retiring. Maybe not winning as much the last couple of years as it's been accustomed to, but there's still a lot of talent at that program. It's still a very good developmental program. So the Buckeyes tap into that St. Ignatius pipeline again with Cody Haddad. Let's throw on some tape here. Again, just a very athletic, for me, free safety type of role. Great, very good in coverage. That's a great play on the ball there. A great job of recognizing the route that was going to be run there. Can play that deep 10, 15 yards off the ball, can cover in the slot. Great instincts there, and a great closing speed on that interception on the sideline. So just a lot of things to like here, but he can also play up, get in the box and come down against the run. I mean, that's a vicious tackle there, forcing a fumble. So he is kind of, again, what they like to see at safety. You need guys who can cover. It's a very difficult position to play in today's game. It used to be pretty simple. Like you're either a free safety or a strong safety. You're playing center field or you're in the box, and you're very kind of pigeonholed into like a very specific role. today's offenses don't allow you to really do that. So you've got to be able to run, you've got to be able to cover, you've got to have ball skills, you've got to have instincts, you've got to be physical, you've got to be able to play up in the box. So Cody Haddad, I think, can do all of those things, which allows him to, again, play either safety spot in Columbus. But again, I like his closing speed. I like his instincts. His play recognition is very good. You see, again, a lot of examples on this film of him recognizing things as they're developing and quickly being able to react. So, again, a really nice pickup for Ohio State in a class where they had a lot of great options in the secondary and at safety. So they were never going to reach here. So this was a guy they offered early and really liked. And I think he's going to be a really good player at Ohio State, Kevin.
Yeah, and then that's the thing is that somebody who has comes out of a program that turns out so much talent, somebody who has multiple tools. You're not necessarily getting bound up on just one thing. Oh, this guy, he's just a big hitter or whatever. Well, that's only going to get you so far. Oh, he's good at being out there in coverage, but his ball skills suck and this, that, or other. I mean, when you have a lot of things that all work for you, I think that improves your chances of being pretty good. And I think that with Ohio State's development, that he's somebody that has the potential of ending up being pretty good. Again, we sit there and tend to draw our eyes towards star rankings and everything else. But, I think in this one, you got to kind of look at the tape and you got to look at where he went to school and how the development worked and everything else, and that he's just fitting into a position of need. And yeah, you could sit there and look at Ohio State's class and it's like, well, they're taking like 11 safeties in this class. Well, not everybody's going to work out, and you're just going to have to kind of see there. And in these days of player power, being able to transfer and do everything else, that's fine. But we're not moving any of these kids out at this point because they just signed, so their journey has just started.
And look, there's gonna be some opportunity there early. Do I think he's like as ready as maybe like Fahim Delane? Probably not. But they're going to be losing again. We talked about this on a few of the other defense, but the turnover in the secondary the next 12 months is going to be significant. You're going to be losing a lot of guys to the NFL. That's before we even talk about the portal. If anyone transfers out, which history will tell us, someone's going to transfer out at some point. And so before you even get to that, you're going to be losing so many guys to the NFL, either in the 2025 or 2026 NFL drafts. There's going to be early opportunities for these guys, year one, year two, to get out on the field. So that's the type of opportunity I think that a lot of these kids look forward to. So Cody Haddad's gonna be one of those guys where, look, if he comes in and puts in the work, there's going to be opportunities available for him the first year or two on campus. They're going to be staying hopefully at St. Ignatius in 26. The on again, off again with Will Conroy, 2026 center prospect at St. Ignatius. Back on again. Will told me recently Ohio State's back trending in the right direction. Starting to feel a little more attention, a little more love from the Buckeye staff. So that'll be a thing where Cody Haddad tries to help the Buckeyes in their pursuit of Will Conroy, who could very well be their top center target in the 2026 class. So again, a theme here: pipeline schools you want to continue to have a good relationship with. This is another one, and this is one that again I think will help Ohio State as it continues to try and take advantage of those Northeast Ohio schools. As Kevin mentioned, great competition. Menor, St. Ed's. They play all those big name schools up in Northeast Ohio. So we know Ohio State's getting a battle-tested player in Cody Haddad.
Absolutely. And that's what you need sometimes. You need somebody who's been through the war, somebody who is going to come in, and while, again, players are bigger, faster, stronger in college than they are in high school, there are going to be some guys who are coming out of wherever, where they are by far like the only school that is winning games, and they're the only, and then they're the main reason to be able to come into a situation of where you've been through some of the battles, you've been through some of the wars. You can at least have that experience as you're going through, practice and everything else, and you understand mat drills and all that good crap. I mean, you've got all of that kind of under your belt.
Yep. So another nice pickup here for Ohio State on signing day. Cody Haddad, St. Ignatius safety, officially signed with the Buckeyes. Keep it locked in here throughout the day, youtube.com/BuckeyeHuddle as we continue to churn these out. We'll try and we'll try and get them up close to when they sign, but we also want to space them out a little bit. If we post 10 of these right on top of each other, it's just some guys are going to get lost in the shuffle. So we're going to try and spread these out as best we can. BuckeyeHuddle.com for a $4.99 deal on your first month, which will take you through the end of the second round of the playoffs. So transfer portal, recruiting, winter practices. And then again, first 2 rounds of the playoffs, Buckeyes look to be in a pretty good spot to host a first round game. So we'll have coverage of all of that, all for $4.99 for just your first month. So check us out over there as well. But otherwise, thank you again for watching and listening, and we will talk to you again very soon.